Recently, I got this Raspberry Pi 5 to add more compute power to my old Pi data center. CPU architecture of old 2 Pis are not supported by ECS Anywhere, but Pi 5's ARM64 does. So why not do a hands-on to explore ECS Anywhere? In this video, we'll talk about what is ECS Anywhere, what are the use cases for it, and followed by hands-on activity and demo using my cute little Pi. Amazon ECS Anywhere is Amazon ECS feature. This feature enables us to run container workloads on our own infrastructure, but for container orchestration, we can still use fully managed ECS control plane to reduce operational overheads. So what are the use cases we would like to run our workloads externally? Because of certain compliance or regulatory requirements, we may need to run our workloads on premises. Data proximity. We may want to run our data processing workloads at edge locations for higher bandwidth and low latency, for example, IoT applications. For hybrid cloud strategies, we can take advantage of phased approach for cloud migration. We can easily modernize legacy applications by containerizing them and run on our existing data center using fully managed AWS ECS control plane. One thing to note here, ECS Anywhere is suitable for application that generates outbound traffic mainly or process data. Due to lack of load balancer support, it is less efficient to run applications that requires inbound traffic. Before I jump into AWS console, let me quickly explain what we are going to do here. On the right side, this is my Raspberry Pi data center, and I will register one Raspberry Pi instance to this Amazon ECS cluster. And to register, I have to install SSM agent, Docker, and this is obvious because we are going to run everything as container here, and ECS agent. So SSM agent will use one activation code that will be generated in AWS System Manager to register itself as managed instance. Once it is registered as managed instance, this instance get one role. And this is obvious because this needs to communicate with AWS. ECS agent runs as a container and it takes care of all the communication with ECS cluster, like sending information about resource utilization, running tasks, or taking requests from ECS to stop or start task container. And ECS agent use the same role that get assigned to this managed instance for all these activities. One more thing. Once this instance get registered as AWS System Manager managed instance, you can take advantage of all the good things that comes with this AWS System Manager service, like Session Manager, Compliance, Patch Manager, State Manager, all these things. So it seems like a lot of activities you need to do, but fortunately AWS provides one script that takes care of all the heavy lifting. But don't worry, I'll explain what is happening behind the scene and all the components that is shown in this diagram. Let's jump into hands-on activity. Log into AWS console and navigate to Elastic Container Service. Click Clusters, create cluster and give it a name, say Pi cluster. Optionally, you can provide one namespace. Namespace is basically logical group of services that make your application, where one service needs to connect to other services. Scroll down. For infrastructure, AWS has two offerings, AWS Fargate, which is serverless option, and Amazon EC2 instance. In our case, we are going to use external instance using ECS Anywhere feature, and external instances can be registered only when this cluster creation is complete. So let's uncheck this and scroll down. Optionally, you can configure monitoring, and by default it is CloudWatch metrics only. For this demo, I am going with this default selection. So I'll leave all three default and going to create the cluster. It will take a minute. If you're interested, you can click View in CloudFormation and can see what's going on behind the scene. So cluster has been created successfully. Let's click the cluster, scroll down and click Infrastructure tab. Under Container Instances, you will get option to register external instances. This is what I was referring in essay diagram when I was explaining that SSM agent need a activation key to register itself with AWS System Manager as managed instance. Here activation key duration is basically expiry in days until when this activation key will be valid. A number of instance means how many instance you registered with ECS cluster. In my case, I have only one Raspberry Pi instance, so I'm going to put it 1 here. And then instance roles. This is very important because once SSM agent get registered as managed instance with system manager, it gets one role, right? And that role has necessary permission that SSM agent as well as ECS agent use to communicate with ECS cluster or system manager. So once it will be created, I'll show you what are the permissions are there and what are the policies defined there. By the way, these roles get created if it is not there, and you only need to create this role once for each account. Let's click generate registration command, and it has generated two commands, one for Linux, another is for Windows box. In my case, Raspberry Pi is running with Linux operating system, so I'm going to copy this command and run it on Raspberry Pi terminal. Before that, let me quickly explain what is going on here. So basically, it will download one script from Amazon S3, which will take care of installation of SSM agent, Docker runtime, and ECS agent. And SSM agent requires activation ID and activation code to register itself as a Amazon System Manager managed instance. If we go to AWS System Manager and click hybrid activations, we can see that is generated there. We can also manually create from here and use that in the same command. Let's quickly check the generated IAM role, ECS-externalInstanceRole. Trust relationship, SSM has necessary permission to assume this role. And this role is attached with two AWS managed policy. First one is SSM managed instance core, which will give the necessary permission to access AWS System Manager service core functionalities. And the second one is giving permission to interact with Amazon EC2 core service. Let's go back. Now copy the command, open terminal, log into your instance. In my case, I have already logged into the Pi. So I'm going to copy this command. Okay, so before you run this command, you need to switch to root because you need a root access to run this command. Sudo su. Now I have switched to root. Now copy the command, hit enter. And this script has installed SSM agent, Docker engine, and ECS agent. And ECS agent basically runs as container, which we can see here. So if we run docker ps, we can see that ECS agent is running. So let me quickly walk you through what happened here. So basically it downloaded this ECS Anywhere install latest script from Amazon S3, and it started the script as root. It pulled all the updated packages. Then it started installing SSM agent. Then it started registering that SSM agent as System Manager managed instance. And we can see SSM agent is registered here. In my case, Docker is already installed in Raspberry Pi, so it skipped that installation. But in your case, if it is not installed, it will take care of that installation. Then it downloaded some SSM binaries that will be used by that instance. Then it's trying to install ECS agent. Then it's starting that ECS agent, which is running as container. And registration is successful here. And we already verified that ECS agent is indeed running in this Raspberry Pi instance. Let's go back to our ECS console, close this, and we can see our container instance is active now. And we can see the CPU and memory for Raspberry Pi instance here. As a next step, we will run one task in our Raspberry Pi instance. And to run task, we need task definition. So let's go to task definition, create a new task definition. Here we can see launch type external is not supported through this console. So we have to go back and then click create a new task definition with JSON. You can manually go through all the attributes and update this definition based on your requirement. But to expedite, I'm going to ask Amazon Q to generate one sample ECS Anywhere task definition. Once generated, let's copy this definition and paste it here. So two things is very important here. One is requires compatibility. It has to be external. Network mode, AWS VPC is not supported for obvious reason because it is not going to run within AWS VPC. And based on your compute power of your instance, you can update this. So for me, I am going to use 512. And let's change the family name to ECS Anywhere RPi, and rest of the things are good. So we can just click create. So task definition is created now. Let's go back to cluster, tasks, run new task, launch type external. And note, when we are using external launch type, networking, load balancers, stack propagations are not supported. Select task definition family, ECS Anywhere RPi, and version. Digit task, I will keep it as 1 and keep rest of the thing as is. Click create. And task is in pending state. Desired state is running. Let's go back to Pi terminal and run docker ps. Here we can see NGINX container is up and running, and it is exposed through 8080 port. If we go back to console, we can see it is in running status. Now let's make a curl command to this 8080 port. Curl http localhost 8080, and we can see thank you for using NGINX. So we got response from the server. Let's try this page using browser. So we need the IP, and this is 10.0.0.224. So now open one browser and try to access that page. And we can see the same response from that NGINX server that is running in Raspberry Pi. So we can see that we can run our container workload on our own infrastructure, whereas we can manage that container orchestration using ECS control plane. As this instance is registered as system manager managed instance, we can use lot of cool feature of system manager. Let's go back to system manager, click fleet manager, click this managed node, which is basically our Raspberry Pi instance. And in node action, we can see we connect to that instance and start the terminal session. We can browse file system. We can manage processes. So let's go to tools, click view file system. And here you can see full file system, and we can browse. So for example, let's go to home directory. Let's try to create one directory 1 to 3, create directory. Let's go back to terminal, exit from root, clear. So now ls, and we can see our directory that we created in System Manager console. So we can take advantage of many other features like Session Manager, State Manager, Patch Manager. That's all for this hands-on activity. Now it's time to clean up. Before we start cleaning up, let's quickly start the Docker logs for this ECS container. Docker logs follow, then this container ID. We can see a lot of valuable information like what this ECS agent is doing behind the scene. For example, sending status back to ECS, pulling image for container, creating the container. Let's keep it running and we will start the cleanup activity. And at the end, we'll check once again. Let's go back to ECS. First thing we need to do is we need to select this task and we'll stop this task. Then go to infrastructure, click the container, deregister. This is gone. Now click the cluster, delete cluster, delete. Deletion is done. Close. Task definitions. Select the task definition. Select the revision. Deregister. This is also gone. Go back to System Manager. Hybrid activations. Select the activation ID. Delete. Delete activations. Let's quickly check the Fleet Manager. It is still showing here as managed nodes. So let's select it. Node actions. Node settings. Deregister this managed node. So one thing, deregistering a server does not remove the agent from your server. It only removes the server from your list of registered servers. So if you want to clean up, you need to manually uninstall or remove that package, ECS agent and SSM agent, and deleted configuration. Click deregister. Deregistered. Now let's go back to PyTerminal and let's check what happened in last few seconds. So we can see container stopped. Managed task has reached stopped. Lost WebSocket connection. Invalid container instance. Let's Control C. Docker PS. So we can see agent is still running. So we can manually kill this Docker process. Docker kill container ID. To uninstall ECS Anywhere from this instance, you need to manually remove ECS agent, SSM agent, and all the relevant configuration. But I'll share one link, and here you'll find the script to uninstall all the package and related configuration from your instance. So let's copy this and run it in your instance. Now this instance is ready for reinstallation or registration with different account, region, or cluster. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you on the next one. Until then, happily float on the cloud.